Today I am going to recap that and start other sections. Tangible assets in the balance sheet, in the statement of financial position, we have tangible assets. What are they? PP, IP, biological assets. These are the main tangible assets. We can say that inventory also a tangible asset. Inventory is another balance, different balance, current asset. This is called non-current intangible asset. Topic. Tangible non-current assets. Assets non-current. Non-current means inventory is a current assets. We are not getting inventory. Here we have PP&E, IP, and biological assets. PP, IP difference. Everything by PP&E and IP. Investment property and property, plant and equipment. Both are property. What's the difference? That's good. Then the gun owner should know that those are basic things, right? We are reading for accounting degree. So we need to understand the difference between PP&E and IP. Account basically so they got PP&E and so IP so then when we are short term totally deleted on that so we can mark important something it just and you are saying that and then while we keep the original going to separate better level again speaking better gun අපි දැන් මේ තමයි ආරම්භ වෙන්නේ පොඩි දෙයක් කරලා චෙකින් දාලා හරි පැය භාගයකට නේ කලින් යනවා ගිහිල්ලා දුවතරන් තාලා දුවතරන් කරනවා ඒක සර්විස් එක කරගෙන යනවා ඒ සර්විස් එක වල මේ සර්විස් එක වෙනස් අපි මේ සර්විස් එකේ මැක්සිමම් ගන්න try කරනවා දුවතරන් අඩු කරනවා try කරනවා ඒ කියන්නේ ලෙක්චර්ස් එකේ කොරින් ඉගෙන ගන්න ඕන අපි ටයිම් එකට එන්න ඕන මේවා දෙන්නේ මේ පොඩක් අනිත් පැත්තට තමයි සර්විස් එක ඉස්සර කරා මට ඒක කරන්න තමයි සිලබස් අඩු කරලා තමයි very hard කරලා තමයි it's not the requirement and the situation have a passion to learn then you have paid for this. Try to get maximum out of this from lectures. You need to get maximum out of them. Otherwise, actually you don't have time to learn. Once you are joining the company, definitely you are busy with that and then personal commitment, family life, and all those things. You don't have time to learn. This is a high time to learn. The small things you should learn, right? That's the basic understanding. PP&E, these are tangible assets. We are using for operational purpose, for the production purpose, or day-to-day operational purpose, administration purpose. Of the business, we are using PP&E. Okay. And then you can go to the definition. property land and equipment. What is standard again? It is unknown. See, property, plant and equipment are tangible items that are held for use of production or supply of goods or services, for rental to others or administrative purpose, and are expected to be used during more than one period. So this is the definition. Supply of goods or services or rental to others for administrative purpose are expected to be used during more than one period. So this is the definition for PPE. The mama මේ definition එක කිව්වේ නැහැ මේ කතා කරනකොට මොකක්ද කිව්වේ? Administration purpose, production purpose, මොනවද service එකක් දෙන process එකේ use කරන asset එක වගොල්ලෝ තියෙනවා. වගොල්ලෝ කියන්නේ definition එක පාඩම් කරලා exam එකට යන එක නෙමෙයි තියෙන්නේ. PPE කිව්වම මෙන්න මේක. ඒක ඔයාලට කාට හරි කියන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒක apply කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙනවා. That's the perspective. Make definition of pattern exam and we expect that type of a professional person after the degree program. One of the what they know tax gatherer, audit gatherer, accounting degree purpose. One of them have more income tax file. One of them have home. Why not accounting now? Walking a hand on in a level. I ate bigger, marrying a hand on. Yamada, me, console, marrying a hand on. They should have kind of a proper overall understanding about finance sector, accounting, auditing sectors. So after this problem. That's the basic expectation. So then, small things will add more value to that. IP. This is another tangible asset. We are keeping for renting purpose or capital appreciation. Renting purpose or capital appreciation. That is called IP, investment property. We don't have kind of a business process. We have invested over there for renting purpose or capital appreciation. Right? That's called IP. So the two measurement bases, IP and PP&E. So then we can use two measurement bases, cost model as well as fair value model. Once I am using fair value model for IP, that gain or loss you are transferring to P&L, right? So the PP&E gain or loss, okay, you see the revaluation model, you can't transfer to the P&L. It's a separate reserve, right? It's go to where OCI, other comprehensive income. Limit of the other comprehensive income. Another income LK1. LK1. So the financial statement, you know, 5 elements here than. No. Surprise. Statement of financial position, statement of income, statement of equity, statement of cash flows, notes. Statement of income, statement of income. Statement of income having two parts. That's that. And the यहाँ पे कटा है ना ग्रे देखा वैसे तो जाने थे वैसे भी करना वेट टू काउंट थोड़ा सा इनकम स्टेटमेंट के लिए टू बार्स revenue and other income rate. You can see everything revenue and other income expenses and then cost of sale. Those are there. Income statement. First income statement, then other comprehensive income. Income and other comprehensive income. Those are the two parts. Itu dan ada gini balaran එක මම ඔඩිට් දන්නේ නැහැ කොහොමද ලැජර් එක කියන්නේ එහෙම දන්නේ නැහැ නේද what EOC දන්නේ නැහැ කොහොමද මම ලැජර් එක කියන්නේ ඒක දෙන්නු ප්‍රොම් කරන වැරදි නේද මම උදාහරණ දෙන්නම් substantive procedures හැමදාම කියලා දෙනවා ඒ කියන්නේ අලුත් සබ්ජෙක්ට් එකක් I know you don't know these are මොනවද ලැජරීමද හරි අනිවාර්යෙන් දැනගත යුතුයි right. So the income statement and other comprehensive income statement. Other comprehensive income statement එකේ parts දෙකක් තියෙනවා. ඒ මොනවද? parts දෙකක් තියෙනවා. මොනවද parts දෙක? Income will be reclassified to P&L again. Income not reclassified to P&L again. Reclassified to P&L, not reclassified to P&L. Reclassified to P&L, not reclassified to P&L. What does it mean? ada baru datang barang benda නැහැ අපි income statement එක පෙන්නන්න කියනවා දැන් වෙන සබ්ජෙක්ට් එකක නම් සූ එක බලන්න කියන්න පුළුවන් දෙහිවල මේක එහෙම බෑනේ ෆිසික්ස් නම් ගස් වලින් ගෙඩි වැටෙන විදිය බලන්න යන්න පුළුවන් මේක එහෙම බෑ මේක තමයි ඔඩිට් රිපෝට් එක. ඔඩිට් කවුද? EPM. මෙන්න මේක තමයි ඉන්කම් ස්ටේට්මන්ට් එක කියන්නේ. මේක මොනවද තියෙන්නේ මොනවද රෙවෙනියු නේද? Revenue, net revenue. Plus other operating income. Likewise, we have profit from the operation. What is this? Statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive. Other comprehensive income. We have two types. What are they? Items that will not be reclassified to loss. Items that are or may be reclassified to loss. මේක දැන් අදද දකින්නේ කලින් දැකලා තියෙනවනේ. දැන් මතක් වුණා. එහෙනම් කමන්න සතුටුයි. So then ආයිත් මමද කරන්න එපා. It's a basic, right? And එතකොට ඔයා දැනගන්න ඕනේ මේවට දාන්නේ මොනවද? කොහොමද මෙතෙන්ට දාන්නේ? ඇයි මේවට දාන්නේ? What do you mean by reclassification? All those things very basic stuff, right? එතකොට PPND වගේම දාන්නේ කොහටද? PPND වගේම දාන්නේ මෙතෙන්ට. PPND gain or loss එක I reclassify වෙන්නේ නැහැ PND. Reclassify වෙන්නේ නැහැ PND. නිකන් අපේ financial instrument වල hedging instrument වල ඒවයි gain or loss අපි reclassify කියන්නේ තමයි. Actuarial වගේ actuarial again defined benefit obligation ඒක මෙතෙන්ද දාන්න. Actuarial loss defined benefit obligation. See? Not reclassify PNL. Put මේ income statement දෙකට මේකට එනවා set එකක් මේකට එනවා තව set එකක් ඉන්නවා. ඒක decide වෙන්නේ what's the criteria we are putting into the income statement and other comprehensive income statement. Dan itu dah. Dah lama ini ada di kelas ni. Operation ini ini ke sudah ada kita di mana saja. Ada income statement ini mana revenue, ada income semua dia. Mereka rupanya. Regular business itu itu dia nol. Hari itu mungkin regular business itu tahu di mana itu, udah deh. Ini apa ada? Tapi dia kadang mungkin di dalam sistem. Tapi performance itu kadang ni, ini company ini memang udah income statement. Performance udah ada dia pada mana? Itu dan ada ni operation ini end loss. Performance ini kali ini pada mana? Financial position ini ada, balance sheet ada ni. Welcome. Assets, liabilities, other equity performance balance sheet ada ni. Asset ni, those are the purposes, right? Income statement purpose to assess the performance of the company. KPI, profitability, gross margin, we can calculate ratios as well. We are evaluating the management performance. Ultimately, we are evaluating what? Management performance is the effectiveness of management decisions. Management performance decision are taken. So then whatever the returns, income we have earned from management decisions, we are keeping to the income statement. Whatever the other gain and losses, which will derive from outside the, beyond the control of the management decisions, we are keeping in the other than ratio income. Basically, it's containing in unrealized gain or losses. Unrealized gain or losses. Unrealized gain. Good. What then revaluation gain. PPND, P-value करने के gain. Then what to do? तेरे को एक management decision लेने को decide नहीं. अभी land का गन्ना market पे की value है. तो एक value ने market market එකේ gain එක අපි ගෙනල්ලා මේකට income statement එකට දාගත්තොත් කොහොමද? එතකොට අපේ performance එක හරියට වෙන්නේ. ඒක වෙන්නේ market එකේ land වැඩි වෙලා company loss වෙලා දෙක net වෙලා වෙනවා. company profit. ඒක දාගත්තොත් හරියන්නේ. ඒක නිසා තමයි unrealized gain which will derive from outside the beyond the control of the management. All those things will pass into the other companies' income. ඊට පස්සේ management එක decide කරලා මේක විකුණන situation එක. ඒක reclassify කරනවා. management perspective institution එකක් ගන්නවා. මේ වෙලාවේ විකුණනවා කියලා. එතකොට ඒක management performance. එහෙනම් we are parking that to the P&L. Otherwise, most of the cases we are not reclassified to the P&L. That's why we have to do statement here. So then you should know now, in other comprehensive income statement, we have line items, gain and losses, which will derive from beyond the management control, which will park into the other comprehensive income. Those may be unrealized gain. Example, evaluation gain, and then actuarial gain or losses. Right? And then foreign currency conversion gain or loss. Right? And then what else? Investment related, instrument related gain and losses. So the outside the, so without the management involvement, those gain and losses will be generated, but still not realized. Not realized. So those are considered as unrealized gain, which can be recognized to the other comprehensive income. So that is the nature of that. Right? So then, the gain you are getting from IP, they are directly getting to the other income, to the income statement. But PP&E gain dollars considered as an item not reclassified to P&L. Make it this is the part ගන්න පුළුවන් නේ. PP&E management perspective මොකද්ද? Admin purpose තමයි තියන්නේ. IP, what's the purpose? Obviously they are keeping this for the capital appreciation. That's a management decision. So then if we are keeping something for capital appreciation, so whatever the appreciated capital is a management performance, because that is a management decision. So then that unrealized gain we can keep as a other income in the income statement. That's the logic behind that. Then biological asset. Biological asset can be divided into two. It may be living animal or living plant. Living animal or living plant. Living animal, we can say they are an animal. Living animal, we can say consumable animal. Living plant, we can say they are a plant. Living plant, we can say consumable plant. Other than that, agricultural standard guide to agricultural produce as well. Biological asset and agricultural produce. Biological asset and agricultural produce. But they are animal, consumable animal. ගහගෙන ඉන්න කරගෙන ඉන්නවා. ඒක වාසිතු එයා මුත්තම දෙන්නේ. හරිද? ඔයගොල්ලන්නේ ඒක මොකද සීරියස් කේස් එකක් නේද මොකක්ද සපෝට් එකක් ඕනනම් කියනවා මම. හරිද? මේක ලොකුට දාගන්න මේක නෝ දාන්න කියලා හන්නේ නැහැ. බල මේක ගන්න living animal or living plant and then living animal, where animal, consumable animal. Where a plant, consumable plant. You know, इससे हम ये बोलते हैं अब गहाय किसे गहाय अगर सुना मैं क्या हम बाहर रहेंगे मैं किसे हम हमारा काम में देखने में पागल होते हैं देखने में सेलेक्ट करना देखने में दान वाला क्या आलतू वाटिये ये वाले माना है हम गहाय किसे गहाय ये सब निकाल अलग आपको मटेरियल भी दिए हैं तो एक मात्र में ये वाले मात्र होंगे अन्ना एक देर में नहीं ये जाने एक बार अंदर पास आज ये का मतलब ये रहने अरे एक बार ही हुआ हमें आप लोग ये बार है तो इधर बार है तो हम बाहर तो ये का स्टैंडर्ड लिविंग नंबर स्टैंडर्ड लिविंग नंबर तो अगर प्रोडक्ट का biological if you are using the biological method biological plant for more than 1 year period to degenerate acid to harvest acid it is considered as a bare plant. So then we are heating that acid to generate some other biological acid or agricultural produce. That's called bare plant. But in the banana tree, it's a consumable plant. So that same way, paddy, corn, other than this pineapple, all those things, consumable biological acid, consumable plant, right? Bare plant, tea, mango, and then this we call that guava, and then other lime, different trees, right? So then you can get a list and you can divide all those things. This pineapple we can consider consumable plant, and then banana, and then coconut is a bare plant, coconut, and jackfruit, bare plant. So then bare plant, consumable plant, clear. Then at the so the bare plant what is standard is it? 41 things. Bare plant we counting based on case 16. Bare plant is like a PP&E is a machine in a company. We are a plant. We treat as a machine in the company. So we are a plant. We are getting the guidance from case 16. Should know that it is a bearer plant. We consider that as a machine in the company. So PP&E in the company. The difference between banana tree and banana tree. Mango tree, we are in the long run, we are expecting harvest. More than 1 year, right? More than 1 year, if we are getting harvest, we consider as a bearer plant. Otherwise, it's consumable plant. If it is a consumable plant, we use case 41. Consumable plant. Right? Right. So then we are coming to animal side. They are animal and consumable animal. They are animal, consumable animal. So make animal. They are animal, consumable animal. Animal we are using for long run, for regeneration, for milking purpose, or procreation. So then long run we are expecting agricultural produce. If it is so, it's a bear animal. So then let's say we are using a cow for milking purpose. In the long run, more than 1 year we are using that cow for milking purpose. It's a bear animal. Some animals we are keeping for wool purpose. So it's a bear animal. Some aquariums, they are keeping these parent dogs or for breeding purpose. So then those animals we consider as bear animals. For long run we are keeping for biological transformation. That is called bear animal, right? And consumable, we are keeping this animal for short run within 1 year period for consumable purpose. පොඩි කාලයක් ඇතුළත consume කරන්න තමයි use කරන්නේ. Boiler chicken අහලා තියෙනවා. Boiler birds. එයාලා කොච්චර කාලෙද ජීවත් වෙන්නේ? එයාලා කොච්චර කාල ජීවත් වෙනවද? එයා ජීවත් වෙන්නේ 45 days. 45 days. 45 days කියන්නේ egg එක egg chick වෙලා chick bird වෙලා packet එකට එන්න යන time එක 45 days. Right? So within this cycle 45 days, this 45 days we consider as consumable animal, short run. We are not expecting any violent agricultural produce from this regeneration or procreation or something like that. So then these birds can't lay eggs. එකක් ගන්නෝනේ boiler birds වල egg lay කරන්නේ. එයාලා meat purpose තමයි හදන්නේ. Right? ඊට පස්සේ this bird we consider as consumable animal. Consumable animal. ඊපස්සේ bird දවස් 45යි කුඩු වෙන්නේ. පැකට් එක කරාට පස්සේ expiry date කොච්චර කල් තියෙනවද? අවුරුදු දෙකක්. The bird in the cage only 45 days. Meat in the fish may be 2 years. Right? Yeah. කුඩු ඉන්නෝ දවස් 45 fridge එකේ ඉන්නෝ අවුරුදු දෙකක්. Once it's in the fish, you have to use LKS 2. Once you are in the cage, you have to use LKS 41. That's agricultural produce. Biological, consumable biological. That's it. This is inventory in the fridge. Right? Two different standards. So then this egg was laid by the boiler bird or parent bird. Parent bird. These are the boiler birds. Here we have another set of birds in a farm that is called parent birds. These parent birds are considered as bearer animal. Bearer animal. So then these birds lifespan not 45 days. It's more than 1 year. More than 1 year we are using this bird to get this boiler bird's eggs. More than 64 weeks we can use this bird for laying egg purpose. 45 weeks, not 64 weeks. More than 64. More than 1 year we are using this bird to lay this egg. So then it's the biologic bearer animal. Bearer animal. What the meat කඩේ දෙනවා curry chicken, boiled chicken කියලා යාට දෙනවා. මොනවද දෙනවද? curry chicken. මේකේ කටු වැඩි, මේකේ meat වැඩි, මස් වැඩි. So මේ කටු වැඩි curry chicken කියන්නේ මොනවද? මේ වෙන જાතියද නැහැ. මෙන්න මේ parent birds ලා දරුණම තමයි දරුණම දෙනවා මේ parent birds ලා දරුණම තමයි curry chicken කියන්නේ. Boiler birds ला boiler chicken. Parent birds ला මොකද? අවුරුද්දක් ඉඳලා විතර දාලා කටු වෙලා තමයි මැරෙන්නේ. That's a residual value. So then we have to do biological asset valuation. The curry chicken value, curry chicken market price is a residual value into present value to calculate today fair value. Right? So this bird considered as bear animal. This bird will come from another egg. That bird considered as a grandparent birds. In a farm, we are having grandparent birds, parent birds, and boiler birds. Grandparent birds also a bearer animal. This bird will stay more than 76 weeks. This bird 64 weeks, this bird 45 days. So then, category, all are birds, but two different accounting treatments. So then my request is, here we have non-current tangible asset. We have separate standards, different accounting treatments. You should know each and every accounting treatment, right? Then biological asset divided into living animal, living plant, bear animal, consumable animal, bear plant, consumable plant. Consumable animal, LKS 41. Bear animal also, LKS 41. Only instead we are using LKS 16, only bear plant. Only bear plant. Right? Bear animal, consumable animal, consumable plant, all those things we are using LKS 41. What's the accounting treatment? Fair value less for cost to sale. Fair value less cost to sale. Here fair value less cost to sale. Here fair value less cost to sale. Here cost model or evaluation model. You have a choice. You can use cost model or evaluation model. So then you can imagine once you are using counter treatment for tea plantation, they can use LK16 cost model or evaluation model for tea plantation, right? And then this is biological asset, then agricultural produce. So the case 41 we consider for both and biological asset and the agricultural produce. Agricultural produce once you are getting harvest from the agricultural biological asset, that is considered as agricultural produce. From mango tree you are getting mango, right? From cow you are getting milk. Right? Likewise, whatever the biological assets you are getting, agricultural produce, that considered as agricultural produce, that's also triggered using LKS 41. So then again, it should be valued fair value cost to sale. So then these are non-tangible, tangible non-current assets. Tangible non-current assets. So this is the basic accounting aspect, nature of the assets, right? First, as auditor, we should know the nature of the asset, and then you can go to the audit process. Audit process. Audit process. We know the nature. Now, assistance. Assistance. What are assistance? Valuation, existence, completeness, right and obligation, presentation and disclosure. And this balance create some P&L items as well as statement of financial position items. What do you mean by that? Because the asset value, balance sheet, but depreciation, impairment, and gain or losses. Gain or losses, this is come to the P&L, right? So then these are the two impacts to the financial statements. So then, based on the understanding, based on the standard references, guidelines, you need to decide this balance and this balance. So then, both having assumptions. Example, asset value, motor vehicle value, machine value, land value, right? Land depreciation, land fair value gain, motor vehicle impairment loss. So then we have P&L item as well as balance sheet items. Whatever the balance, P&L balance 60,000, balance sheet items 120,000. Once we are having the balance, we are having assumptions. So the balance means set of assumptions. Balance was given by the management with some messages. Those confirmation, those messages we consider as assumptions. They are telling that as at this date we have 120,000 motor vehicles. What it means to you? But 120,000 motor vehicles in other words, 120,000 value of motor vehicle exit as at the date. valuation is correct, completeness is correct, we have the right and obligation over this, we have displayed, disclosed according to LTS 16. That's why they are telling to us. These are the assertions, right? So we need to know these assertions. We need to know these assertions. So then under PP and E, once you are getting these assertions, definitely valuation assertions, existence assertion, completeness assertion is really important. Especially the valuation, not the existence. Valuation assertion is really important. I told you that existence may be not that much important. Valuation really important. Yes, I'm here to an example. What a cash here. What a building enough there. Become asset. Cash is asset. Building is asset. So what existence doubt make the cash. Or cash alien theory. මෙහෙම බිල්ඩින් එකට මෙහාම තියෙන කෑෂ් ටික තියලා යනවා ඉතින්. එතන එනකොට බිල්ඩින් එක තියෙනවා කෑෂ් කියනවද නැහැ. කෑෂ් නැහැ. Reason the risk is the asset. That's all about existence. In a building, we don't have doubt about the existence. Anyone just come and eradicate that building and go out. You can't. It not be. We are not going to lose this asset. Right? How about the valuation? Valuation. Walking on a cash ticket value will be a deal. But a cash ticket is 5 million, no 5 million. Now, I will share the 5 million. Valuation same, there's no deviation, right? So, someone asked from you, how about the value of this building? You are telling something else. Valuer will say some other amount. So then, valuer to valuer, manager to manager. So the person to person, that valuation may be changed. So then, there is a high risk of valuation assertion. Likewise, should know what are the critical key assertions related to this balance. That's all about valuation, completeness. You can consider that existence as well. So now we know the assertions. Then we can straight away go to procedures. Before you are going to the procedures, what you have to do is you need to decide what audit approach. Audit approach. Audit approach. Audit approach we decide කරන්න කොහොමද? How we are going to decide audit approach? Audit approach we decide කරන්න කොහොමද? මට කියනවා දෙකකට. How we are going to decide the audit approach of the balance. Audit approach. Audit approach kan bukan dengan manager. Ini kan bukan dengan manager. Audit approach itu kan. Manager. Okay. Ini sudah sering banget terjadi. Dah apa ada lagi boleh lihat. Ini audit approach kan. Procedures namanya audit execution kan procedures Audit approach can be divided into two: reliable control approach, not reliable control approach. Right? Reliable control approach, we have EOC plus substantive procedures. Here we have only substantive procedures. දැනුත් ලියා ගන්න. දැන් ලියා ගන්න යනවා කියන එකෙන් කිසි තේරුමක් තියනවද? ලියා ගන්නවා කියන එකෙන් කිසි තේරුමක් නැහැ. grade 2 grade 3 mentality එකකින් දැන් ලියා ගන්නවා තේරුමක් නැහැ. කලින් ලියාගත්ත තේරුමක් නැහැ. ඒක තේරුමක් නැහැ. ඔය ලියා ගන්න මනස මේක කරන්න විතරයි යන්නේ අපි ඉතින්. understand කරන්න මනින් එක ලින්ක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඒකට ලියා ගන්නවා කියන එක වෙන ස්ටෙප් එකක්. මතක තියාගන්න කියන එක තව ස්ටෙප් එකක්. Don't spend much time to take notes. So then your mind react to take notes. That's the focus, not the understanding. So understand කරන්න තව එකක් තේරුම් ගන්න ඕන ගිහින්. ඒක කවදාවත් කරන්න. ආයෙත් ආවට මතකත් නැහැ. No මගේ history කවදාවත් note වෙන්නේ. ආයෙත් බලනවා කියන එක බොරු නෙමෙයි. ආයෙත් බලනවා මෙච්චර නන්න. ඔකට මේ slide එකේ බලන්න පුළුවන්. දැන් පොඩි මාක් දාන්න මේක කරගන්න that's okay. But you should know what it is. Otherwise, it's a new lesson end of the day. Right? So then audit approaches two approaches, reliant control approach, not reliant control approach. Reliant control approach, we have POC and substandard procedures. Not reliant control approach, we have substandard procedures only. How we are going to decide this? How we are going to decide this? Based on walkthrough results. Walkthrough results giving rely, not rely. Rely, not rely. Walkthrough results rely, not rely directly substantive approach. Directly this approach. Not reliant control approach. Walkthrough results rely. Still you can go to not reliant control approach. Not reliant control approach. Walkthrough test rely. You can use reliant control approach. This approach. Walkthrough and POC. සම්බන්ධතාවයක් තියෙනවා. Understanding. Walkthrough and POC. Cut. Kiri part again. ඒක නම් නේ. එසේ 50 පාරක් වඩා කියලා තිබුණා. control එක stages තුනක් තියෙනවා. Design, implementation and operation. Design and implementation අපි check කරන්නේ walkthrough testing. Operation එක check කරන්නේ ඉන්න POC එක. මේක optional. ඒක තමයි මුල්ම දවසේ ඇවිත් කරුවක් දාගත්තා. ඔව්. ඒක optional. ඇයි optional කියන්නේ? ඇයි optional කියන්නේ හේතුව? What's the reason for telling optional? That is based on the audit approach. If you are selecting not reliant control, no POC. That depends on the audit approach. That's why we told that it's optional. Walkthrough test result rely, not rely, you know. Or POC can not reliant control. Why? Design and implementation ineffective. So then what we are going to test in operation? In a company, they don't have a design, they don't have implemented. Are you asking during the period control evidence? No. What invoice serial number එකක් ලැබුණ නැත්නම් serial number capture වෙන්නේ නැත්නම් invoice එකක් නැත්නම් ඔයා මොඩින් එක ගිහින් ඉල්ලනවද during the period මෙන්න මේ vouchers එකට දෙන්න කියලා. You can't test the operation. So then straight away not reliant control, not reliant walkthrough results, not reliant control. not reliant control, full substantive approach. Walkthrough result rely. Walkthrough result rely. What do you mean by that? Design and implementation rely. Right? Design and implementation rely. So then, design and implementation rely. So then we can decide whether we are going to do reliant control approach or not reliant control approach. When we are doubtful, make a reliable whether or not reliable are නැහැ. ඒකත් කියලා දුන්නා කොහොමද? ඒකත් හොඳට ලියාගෙන නැති බලන්න. එයාලට මෙන්න මේක කොහොමද කියන්නේ? මේක තේරුම් ගන්න කොහොමද? Walkthrough results rely, but still in the substantive audit approach, we select not reliant control approach. What the reason? Here we don't have much transactions. Economically, budget purpose, it's better to use not reliant control approach. We don't have much transaction. I took example. The manufacturing company, let's say we have borrowing facilities, two facilities, right? Two facilities, balance wise is really material, borrowing. Right? Loan දෙකක් තියෙනවා. Loan දෙකක් තියෙනවා කියන්නේ non-current liabilities වල include වෙලා තියෙනවා. So the loan දෙකට we have 24 installment in the period, right? 24 installment with tally with the amortization schedule. So then 24 payments, 24 amortization schedule. Sorry, 2 amortization schedules. You can proceed that in the schedule. So then why are you worrying about the controls? No need. You can straight away do substantive procedures. Right? Some of the companies, they don't have much PP&E. During the period, they don't have addition. Just the very small number of PP&E. But the value is too high. What we are going to do? We can use not reliant control approach. We don't need to test operational effectiveness. Why? Number of transactions are very less. We can check all the transactions in one time. If it is so, we are not going to do. We are not going to test operational effectiveness of the control. So then, though the results of walkthrough test shows reliant, but still they are selecting not reliant control approach. Walkthrough test rely, we selecting reliant control. That's okay. Then what we have to do? Walkthrough test reliant control approach. So then we are on the reliant control approach. We do TOC. Then TOC test results again telling rely or not. Rely or not. This time we are doing one. Here we are doing reassess the CRA. Reassess the initial CRA. Reassess the initial CRA. This CRA will be used for what? Substantive procedures. Sample selection of substantive procedures will be depend on the reassess CRA, which is derived from the TOC results. Make combination in first time dahane. Initial CRA, reassess CRA, we discuss a lot. Initial CRA we had through the walkthrough test results, and then after doing TOC, we have to reassess the CRA. Based on that CRA, we are going to perform substantive procedures. But here we are talking about substantive procedures. For this, we don't want to reassess the CRA. We based on what? Initial CRA, because we didn't do TOC here. දැන් ආයෙත් ඔක ලබන සතියේකට ෆුල් බෑන්ක් මේක කරගන්න නැහැ කියලා ලියා ගන්න නෝට් එකකට. ලබන සතියේකට ෆුල් බෑන්ක් කරගන්න නැහැ කියලා දාලා ගන්න. නැත්නම් ෆොටෝ එකක් ගහලා මෙහිකල් එකේ යනවා හරි වාහනේ යනවා හරි නේද? ඈත ඉඳලා ගන්න කලින් ඔක බලන්න. මේ විදිහම තමයි හැම බැලන්ස් එකකම. So then now we are discussing about what? Non-current tangible assets. This approach same for inventory, receivable, revenue, expenses, everything. You should know this algorithm. Within this scope, we are doing different procedures. But the approach is same, right? මෙතනින් තව ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහනවා. අපට මොලේ ටිකක් පිළිවෙටිලා යනවා. What's the relationship between DOC and substantive procedures? දෙන්න බලන්න උත්තරේ හිතන්න. DOC and substantive procedures. What's the relationship? What's the relationship? Yang mana? Sama dengan audit procedures. Kita kan mulai audit procedures. Jadi apa? Arah kita random audit, kita random option. Ini mana? DOC and substantive procedures. Ada relationship. If you are going to do DOC, if you have decided to do DOC according to your audit approach, you have to do substantive procedures very less substantive procedures. Why? You are basically tested controls and you can rely on only ARP. Substantive procedures කොටස් දෙකක් තියෙනවා. බලන්න. කොටස් දෙකක් තියෙනවා. මොනවද? ARP, TOD. ඒක අද දවසට දෙපාරක් දෙවෙනි පාර මේ බෝඩ් එකේ ලියන්න මාළියා යනවා. නේද? එකක් මෙතන තියෙනවා. මේක 285 වෙනි පාර වෙන තමයි මේ ලියන්නේ. ඒක අලුත් දෙයක් නෙමෙයි ඔන්න. වාගේ හිතට දැනට අලුත් දෙයක් වුණාට ඒක අලුත් දෙයක් නෙමෙයි. අදට දෙකක් නන්නේ. මේ පාඩම කරන දවසේ 25ක් විතර ලියනවා. තේරෙනවද ගන්නවද? ගොඩාක් තියෙනවා මේක. ඔයාත් ලියන මම 285 කියන්නේ කීයද? මම ලියලා ඔයාත් ලියලා ඒ ලියපු කවුන්ට් එක. තේරෙනවද? ලියපු ගණනත් එක. So substantive procedures two types, ARP and TOD. ARP කියන්නේ මොනවද? Analytical review procedures like calculation, correlation, variance analysis, type of data analytics, right? To kind of charts and all we can get the convert. Right? TOD, we are checking the source documents. We are getting original documents and vouchers and invoices and then bank statement. We are checking original documents. So then, what is the comfortable way? What's the easiest way? If you are the auditor, වැඩි මහන්සි වෙන්න ඕන මේකද මේක. Analytical review procedures කරන්නද? TOD කරන්න. Just of details කරන්න analytical review procedures කරන්න. මහන්සි වෙන්න ඕන. අමාරු පාඩම. actually value transfer. Ada data analyze කරන transfer කරනවා. එයාට කියන්නේ ගොඩාක් අමාරුයි. ડોකියුමන්ට් ඉඳලා ડોකියුමන්ට් කියලා දැනවල ගිහිල්ලා බලලා වාඩි වෙලා ડોකියුමන්ට් එකේ බලපන්. නේද? ඔවුන්ට මන් හොය ඒ ස්ටෝර් වල ගිහිල්ලා වාඩි වෙලා නේද? අනිවාර්යයෙන් ලෙඩ වෙනවා. පේපර්ස් එක වැඩ කරනකොට ඒක ඩස්ට් එකක් තියෙනවා. මානවා POD agreement බලලා original agreement බලලා ඒක original ද කියලා බලලා POD right. So then what TOC කරලා එනවනම් what TOC කරලා එනවනම් what TOD what judgment එක ගන්නව නොකර ඉන්නවා. So draw කරන්නේ මේ substantive procedures වලින් අඩු වෙනවා. If you have done the TOC, you are doing less substantive procedures because you are relying on the control system, control operation. What I get there is that make a layer and TOC now substantive admin. Any admin again what there? What's the reason for? What's the reason for reducing substantive procedures? Reason should be few. What's the reason? IMTOC karane. IMTOC karane. Walkthrough results rely nahi kara. Rely wenne කොහොමද? Design and implementation effectiveness rely not විතරයි. ඒ කියන්නේ company එකේ control වල design implementation rely හොඳට තියෙනවා. ඊට පස්සේ අපි operation එකක් බලනවා. Operation එක බලලා මොකද වෙන්නේ? ඒකට design, implementation and operation three aspects rely. ඒකට මොකද වෙන්නේ? හරියට control design කරලා තියෙනවා. හරියට control operate වෙලා තියෙනවා. හරියට control implement කරලා තියෙනවා. එතකොට ඔයා දැන් හිතන්නකෝ මේ කතා කරන්නේ cash payment. Cash payment. හරියට procedures තියෙනවා. හරියට implement කරලා තියෙනවා. අපි payment vouchers අවුරුද්දේම බලලා TOC වල කියලා දෙනවා. හරියට operate වෙලා කියලා. දැන් ඔයා බලන්නේ මොකද්ද? substantive procedures වල ඔයා vouchers ඉල්ලලා බලන්න ඕනද කියලා තමයි decide කරන්නේ නැහැ. vouchers ඉල්ලලා බලන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. ඔයා මොකද කරන්නේ? අවුරුද්ද ඇතුළත ගිහිපු payments ටික අරගෙන monthly analyze කරලා බලලා ARP එකක් කරනවා. කරලා මේක okay කියනවා. An example. Right? So then if you have done TOC based on the results you can reduce your substantive procedures. If you have not done TOC, මොකද TOC කරලා නැත්නම් මොකද වෙන්නේ? ඉතින් මේ සිනාරියෝ එක කියන්නේ not rely න. ඔයා ගොඩාක් මොනවද කරන්න ඕන? TOD කරන්න ඕන. ඔයාට depend වෙන්න බෑ ARP වලින් විතරක්. That is the relationship. That is really important. That will be tested in whatever the exam you are facing in your field. The relationship between TOC and the substantive procedures. හොඳට තේරෙන්න ඕන. නේ I hope you are comfortable. දැන් මේක ආයි අනිත් වගේ අහන්න එපා කියලා දෙනවා. ෆොටෝ එකක් ගහලා Google එකට දාන්න මේ ඇතයි මේ බෝඩ් එක. ආපුමතියක් දෙන්න මේ උගත කියලා. ඒ නිසා එහෙම කරන්නේ ඔයාලා නෝට් කරගන්න ඕන නෝට් කරගෙන මේක අමතක කරන්න එපා. ඉතින් දැන් අහගන්න. මොනවා හරි if you want to learn further all those things we have already discussed and after දැන් කට්ටියට බලා ගන්න බෑ මොකද්ද නෝට් කරගන්න ඕන කියලා මේ Google වල තියෙන මේක වෙන දේවල් ආතිය. ඔය කියන්නේ මොකක් කරන්නද කියලා. මේව ඕනේ නැහැ. මේ කතාව මේව කරගන්න මේ කතාව මෙහෙමම තියෙන මොකද තියෙන්නේ. මේ ස්ලයිඩ් එකේ තියෙන මේ කතාව තමයි. මේ ස්ලයිඩ් එක අපි හොඳට කතා කරලා තියෙනවා. මේ ස්ලයිඩ් එකේ තියෙන එක තමයි තමයි. ඒ කියන්නේ වෙන විදිහකට තියෙන්නේ design effectiveness, implementation effectiveness, operation effectiveness. මේ තුන තමයි මෙන්න මේ තියෙන්නේ. මේ වෙන පාඩකින් වෙන අපුවල තියෙන මෙතන අපුව බලා ගන්න බෑ, මෙතන අපුව බලා ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒකයි වෙනස. වෙනස් දේවල් නෙවෙයි. ඒ තුන තමයි තියෙන්නේ. ඒක තමයි walk through test කියලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒක තමයි මෙන්න මේ ඉතලෙන් පෙන්නන්නේ. මේ ඉතලෙන් මෙතන දාලා තියෙන්නේ ඒක තමයි. මේ ලෝක දෙකක් නෙවෙයි. මේක ඉගෙනගෙන මේක බලන්න ඉගෙන ගන්න ඕනේ. මේකම දෙයක් තියෙන්නේ. හැබැයි full rank එක මේකත් තියාගෙන දෙකම පාඩම් කරන එක්සෑම් එකට එනකන් මොකුත් ලියන්නේ නැහැ. මම තේරුම් ගන්න එක තමයි වැඩක් ඉම්පෝටන්ට්. බලන්න මේක කියපු දේ මේක නැත්නම් අහන්න ප්‍රශ්නේ. ඒක මොඩ ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෝනවා. අර මේ පාඩම තියෙන ස්ටොප් ෂෙයාරින් කියන්නේ ඒක ෂෙයාර් ටීම්ස් එකේ ෂෙයාර් කරන්න දෙන එක. ඒ ඇරිටම ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහන්න පුළුවන්. හරිද? ඒකයි අර ලියපුවයි එකක්. ස්ටෙප් එකක් ඉස්සරහට ලියලා තියෙනවා. ස්ටෙප් එකක් ස්ටාර්ට් ලියලා තියෙන්නේ මෙන්න මේ TOD. මේක ලියලා නැතුව යෝ. Yes, substandard procedures TOD ARP ලියලා නැහැ. ඒක further step එකක් ඉස්සරහට. Anything you want to clarify? Any doubts? Okay. Now we are going to audit procedures one by one. One by one. That audit procedures, according to this understanding, right? According to this understanding, you can design both audit approaches. Both audit approaches. Not in one time, two different scenarios, right? Audit approach, design and control. Audit approach, not design and control. So then here we have both procedures. Both procedures. If you are using non-reliant control approach, forget out TOC. You are not doing TOC. This is optional, this side. Substantive procedures, only substantive procedures. But here, we have two procedures, right? The decision depends on your judgment. That is auditor's judgment based on walkthrough results whether you are going to do POC plus substantive procedures or purely substantive procedures. That auditor's judgment has got this approach. So my request is for non-current tangible assets. Basically, if it is it depends on the company nature. Depends on the company nature. The judgment depends on the company nature. Let's say if there is a service company, service company, what is the name of here? And itala service company and a manufacturing company. Service company and a manufacturing company. Service company and a manufacturing company. Manufacturing company, rely on control approach. Service company, not rely on control approach. Again, manufacturing company, they are using many PPE machines and different equipments are there in the manufacturing company. And service company, they don't have much PPE. මට එන්න පුළුවන් කියලා කිව්වා මෙහෙම කැමති අරගෙන මේ ඔයා මට හරියටම ලියලා අපිට ගෙනත් දීලා යන්නකෝ ඒක ලේසි ඒක වඩාත් හොඳයි මට ලියලා දෙන්න මෙච්චරයි මෙහෙම ලියන ඕන මේ ඔයා තියෙන ඔයා මට ડોකියුමන්ට් ගොඩාක් දීලා නැති මෙන්න මේ ඔක්කොම අංකය මේ නඩු තියෙන්නේ මේකේ මෙයාට දැනගන්න කියනවා මෙන්න මේක ඔක්කොම අන්නේ ටික ඔයා කියන්නේ නැතුණා මට දුන්නේ. ඒ ටික ඔයා මට පෙන්නනවා දැන් වල මේක පෙන්නන්න. හැබැයි මට එක ෂීට් එකක A4 එක නම්බර්ස් දාලා මෙන්න මේ ඩේට් එකේ මෙන්න නෑ මට අන්න මේක දෙන්න. ඒක දීලා අපි අඟහරුවාදට ඔව් අන්න ඒක මට ගෙනල්ලා දෙන්න. ඒක තමයි අපේ මෙයා තීරුවේ. දැන් මේක එයාට බලව මේක ඇතුලේ මෙහෙම දුන්නම නෑ. එයා තමයි ක්ලියර්ලි කියලා දෙන එකක් තියෙනවා මට ඒක දැන් මේකෙන් ඉල්ලලා දෙන්න මට ඒක දැන් මම අද යාට WhatsApp කරනවා මම දෙක කතා කරලා අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම එයාට ක්ලැරිෆිකේෂන් ඇති කියලා පැටර්න් වෙනවා මට මම කතා කරන්න කියන්නවා එතකොට අපි බලමු ඒක අපේ අම්මගේ ඉංග්‍රීසි කරන්නේ අපි මේක කරනවා ये खाना कैरी भी होगा मैं भी लिया रोटी का तो बता आपने ये लगाना पड़ा यस Sorry, the urgent call is about the legal case. That's why I asked it. That's about auditor's judgment that depends on the requirement of the company, nature of the company. That may be service rendering company or manufacturing company. Service rendering company, imagine this is not a hotel, this is not a hospital, right? Let's say it's a SAP campus. What they are doing? They are giving a service. Right? Are they purchasing machines daily? No. Is there any machine repair daily? No. They have purchased this whiteboard more than 10 years back, right? May equipment so then they have fixed asset. So the number of assets very straightforward, right? So then what you have to do? You have to just calculate depreciation and check some of the purchases during the period, maybe 2 or 3 times. So then those transactions can be vouched, can be checked straight away 100%. So then approach may be full substantive approach, not reliant control approach, not POC approach, right? But if it's a manufacturing company, if it is a hotel company, if it is a hospital, we can't say that it's totally servicing. Why? If it is a dispensary, maybe okay. If it is a hospital, they have kind of a manufacturing, not manufacturing actually. Then again, services they are using, operational equipment and machines, X-ray machines, and then this MRI machines, different machines, techniques, and in the pharmacy they are using different tools. So then they are expensive tools. They do have repairing process and purchasing process, right? So then again, that process should have POC. So based on that, you have to decide that. Accordingly, you have to perform POC and substantive procedures. POC. Under POC, what you are going to check? Capital payment to approved. Once you are doing capex payment, that should be approved. There are operational process what we can do. We can select during the period capex expense and select 25 samples, 30 samples, 60 samples and check the approval. That approval should be spread during the period. We are checking operation. Keep in mind, January, February, December, November, every month should be represented to that sample. Right? And then security arrangements over non-current assets are sufficient. Security arrangements for non-current assets. If security arrangement you have to check. CCTV can check. एक check करने विधि कोमल. एक company according to the nature of the security arrangement. Whether you have in and out register, it may be in a branch key handling register. Who is the person open the branch, right? Likewise, we may have different security measures, right? And non-current assets are maintained properly. Maintained annual. One of the approval done. And then depreciation is reviewed every year. Depreciation every year check annual. And then all income is collected from income yielding assets. එතකොට අපි assets set එක income generate කරන්න use කරන assets තියෙන්නේ. And then අපි income use කරන්න තියෙන asset දෙමිද තියෙන්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි asset විදිහට consider කරන්න මොනවද? So then we consider that asset, those assets should generate income. And then that generation, we should have kind of a targeted yield percentage, 5%, 10%. So then we need to check that. We should have monitoring process. Do we have that monitoring process in the organization? Right? All the income is collected from income yielding assets. Api income generate karana LE assets sorry. A asset user and check karana. We should have understanding. So then all the assets definition means that assets should be generating income. So then whatever the income generated to the P&L should be generated from the asset recognized in the balance sheet. We don't have any other sources of income generation. We need to have kind of a monitoring process over there. That's why it indicates. So those are the basic things. Other than that, you can have some more TOC procedures based on your company. Let's say it's a power generating company. What monos is power generator? Wind power machines really. Again, we have a turbine to put towers. It's a local value. So the EVA that will operate based on the beam. So then it will be located in different places in the country. So then number of machines may be limited. Within the period, there may not be addition. There may be some areas, right? So that value should be capitalized. And that capitalization should be depreciated based on what? Component depreciation. Component depreciation. Mereka paham dia kan? Wala lagi favorite way standard dia bukan. Kita bahasa yang apa? What's your favorite accounting standard in bahasa yang apa? Nasi nak kena. Dia case 2. Gimana dah? Ini bahasa bukan dia 16 day. PPNA, property plant and 41 kg and agriculture biological security. Deferred tax kg and financial instrument will be added. Yes, case 2, property plant and it clearly says if you are using complex asset, it should be use component depreciation. Component depreciation, what do you mean by that? One asset, component should be depreciated based on different depreciation rates. Component different depreciation rates. It is a building, who should be depreciated at different rates. Or make it virtual hybrid system can online. Right. So, component depreciation. So, if you are having a building, let's say hotel building consists with this elevator and then air conditioner machine, roof and walls and the paint type structure. And other thing is that furniture and things, windows and doors and all. So the models think about that. Can we use one flat rate or we need to have different conversations? කොහොමද ඒක කොහොමද දැරිද තියෙන්නේ මේ මේක ඔකේ අපේට මේ කරන්නේ ඇනුවල් මේ කරන්නේ 2 million ලක්ෂ 20ක් ඉතින් කොයි ගණනක් වෙන්නේ 2 million යනවා සිම්පල් ඉතින් බැරි යනවා 2 million වලින් බෑ depends on the number of rooms and the mechanical hotel ratio let's say 2 million 2 million 2 million for ඒක building එක තියෙනවට කොච්චරද more than 9 let's say 60 70 years maybe a paying cost is 60 years and hotel එකක් නේද ගෙස්ට් එකක් කොහොමද අද එන පාටට වඩා ඊළඟ එන පාට ඉස්සර තියෙනවා then within another 5 years definitely you have to change your change this name so then how about that wow what was accounting කරන්නේ 2 million 2 million other period එකකට දානවා capitalize කරලා 5 years depreciate කරලා ඉවර කරලා නැත්නම් 2 million capitalize කරලා 60 years depreciate කරනවා කොහොමද hotel එක government building වල paint එක කොහොමද depreciate කරන්නේ ප්‍රශ්න so that should be depreciated based on component depreciation. They have to recognize that paint expense separately. We should have a separate useful lifetime for that. And within 5 years, you have to depreciate fully. And then only you can add another paint. Paint එක දාලා තා paint එක ගත්තොත් මම paint එකේ හරි ගත්ත ඉවරයි නේද? ඒක වැඩක් නැහැ නේද? එහෙනම් මේ paint එක fully depreciate වෙනවා. And then once you are putting another paint, then you can capitalize it. Or full paint layer, asset will fully depreciate. 60 years use करना depreciate करना. Yeah, component depreciation करना. Even more. First thing तो पहले paint cost है. और 60 years से कम होती है. ये बस आपको 5 years के बाद आओ paint का. Paint का क्या होगा? A asset लेगा और capitalize करो. Then what they do? और मूल asset लेके आप depreciate करेगा लेके रहती. पहला में asset लेके नहीं है. एक दिन का asset लेगा. Asset is getting overstated. There is a part in the books which not generate cash. Maintaining athletic maintaining cash generation deliver and salary. Have I observed? Oh, the last 60 years depreciation. That is prohibited from NK 16. What is called? We have to identify assets separately. We have to depreciate component wise. Component depreciation is a must. So then under POC, you should identify separate components. Do we have a separate component identification process? Right? And once you are doing depreciation, that review process should be focused about component depreciation. Right? Okay. Then we can come to substandard procedures. Substandard procedures. Substandard procedures, basically, what you can do is physical observation, sample basis, physical count. It depends on the whether you have coded this asset and coding system, barcode system, and what's the mechanism you have. Accordingly, you can do physical observation for sample basis. If you have branches, You can select some branches and head office, and you can do the physical verification. Physical verification means basically you should have understanding, right? You have a list of assets, and there are shares. There should be specifically say this share differs with that share. Right? To identify that. But what share is that to another? But a land very equipment identifier. What a pendulum you mean X-ray machine in the pendulum. You will maybe an MRI machine in the maybe even a other theatre. In that field, they have what MRI machine is done. X-ray machine is done. MRI go, Mama, I don't have that knowledge. You also say it, right? So then for that, what you have to do? You have expert knowledge to do the physical verification specified in that skills, right? Sophisticated manufacturing process is there, right? One is a sugar manufacturing company here. Sugar manufacturer local process is happening. A mills, machines, etc. Minimum of the end. All happen there. So then you should have a separate engineer support for asset verification, right? Hey, and then reconciliation. Reconciliation is what? Reconciliation, bank reconciliation is the but me reconciliation. Bank statement the bank just do one reconciliation between what? Huh? Reconciliation between reconcile asset register versus general ledger versus inventory, sorry, physical account. That should be done. Basically, asset register we are keeping separately. We are keeping separately. Some instance, there is a SAP system, we have FR module, each asset module. And once you are recording that, automatically then the entry should be passed to the general ledger. So then that balance should be tallied. That reconciliation should be done. Right? Better to do that monthly basis, but depends on the company. You can check that. You can reconcile independently, right? And other reconciliation. But our reconciliation is opening to M. එහෙම නේද PP note එක තියෙන්නේ. Opening balance, opening balance, opening balance, and then addition, disposal, sorry, addition, and disposal, 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 right? And then depreciation, and then revaluation, the net balance. Make up මොකද්ද? So reconciliation, opening to end reconciliation. Different reconciliation you can do. Fixed asset register to general ledger. Opening balance to year-end balance. Financial statement note to general ledger. Real valuation, sorry, real physical verification to register. You can reconcile. So as auditor, you can perform independent reconciliation in between these systems. That depends on the company. Right? Depreciation calculation, recomputation. Depreciation you can calculate independently based on your useful lifetime, right? So the asset disposal, asset addition should be customized according to the dates. ඒක තේරෙනවනේ. ගත්ත දවස් වල depreciate කරන්න. Dispose කරන දවස් වල depreciate කරන්න. Simple. Check source document for addition and disposal. Check source document for addition and disposal. Addition and disposal, select the sample, check source documents. And then insurance coverage. Asset, non-current asset, non-current mean we are keeping that for long run. To save that long run perspective, we need to have kind of a non-motor insurance. The premises asset should be insured from a disaster. It confirms our long run. It confirms our non-current feature. There should be an insurance coverage which covers the net asset value. You have to check the sum insured value versus net asset value in the insurance coverage, right? And then borrowing cost capitalization. What do you mean by that? Borrowing cost impact. Ini kahalatian. Borrowing cost capitalization. It is 23. Essential about borrowing cost and borrowing cost against 23. Borrowing cost. Dia agak clear lah. Dari subject itu, accounting, expert accounting, gallery, expert, several expert connected. Express knowledge or qualifying asset qualifying asset qualifying asset to selling purpose to get a situation if you are making much time more than 1 year that is considered as a qualifying asset. Qualifying asset. To build that asset, you are taking more than It may be a inventory item or maybe PPI or IT. That's okay. Take away the pull of inventory. How would the order inventory? How would the order okay. Wah, ada tu biasa le aku ya bahasa ya apa ya. Aku biasa le kan kita wah kita awal itu unique biasa le kan. Biasa le kan 6 months itu lagi. Today, yes, right. Entertainment focus in the playground in local, yeah, the secret up. Is the up. Today, for that, yes, right. So then for that, it will be produced by is a manufacturing company. For them, it's an inventory. So that what you do is, if you have taken any borrowing facility, whatever the related cost, interest cost can be capitalized. That is called borrowing cost capitalization. Borrowing cost is simple. Simple interest entry to company. EML recommended credit interest payable on cash. Interest expense. Double entry. And if you are having qualifying asset, what's the double entry? Interest expense can't be debit. Asset value debit. You can capitalize that expense as a capital expense. Right? Only for that relevant period. Only for the qualifying asset. If you have to borrowing facility to develop a building, that interest cost can be capitalized to the asset. Borrowing एक cost with asset capitalized that is borrowing cost capitalization. So then if you are controlling your PPE balance, definitely borrowing cost is a area you need to focus. That will reflect your cost, the number if you are in the balance sheet. So then borrowing cost capitalization. The borrowing cost average rate you need to decide and calculate. And commercial facility operation is used to what is the loan like 50 million, 10 million, 10 million building. So that 10 million, whatever the cost should be capitalized to the building. That proportionate capitalization should be there. So the borrowing cost capitalization is a crucial element. Okay. So then required disclosures 41, 16, 14. And then accuracy of fair value estimate. And if you are using fair valuation method, fair value less cost to sell or fair valuation model, whatever the fair valuation inputs should be evaluated. That's really important. Right? So then those are the things need to be considered, and we can add some more substantive procedures according to the scenario. Basically, these are the procedures. If there's a question in the exam paper related to PP&E, IP, or biological asset, these are the basic procedures. You have to customize this to the question. So the PP&E in the company, a company namadana, medical, Ateria level, Poteria number. Right? Well, let us study the relevant discusses without having a proper knowledge, you can't customize these procedures to the case. So the way you have to memorize for these type of things different with other subjects. Only speak a medical part of the not the understanding. Only one movement areas, procedures. May particular reconciliation according to the case study, there is an issue relating to the keeping verification and the generalization. So then, as auditor, we need to perform proper reconciliation in between this and that to ensure the accuracy of the balance. And it was the reconciliation. Practice, you have to understand this. So then you have to link with this procedure and the accession you are going to verify. Right? Right, that's about physical verification. No, sorry, that's about audit procedures for non-current tangible assets. We are moving to intangible non-current assets. Having learned half hour break in 5 minutes. Would that be? They break it around पता जाना. maybe मतलब break it करना. 15 minutes बना के किया. हमने बोला कि किया. I 10 minutes में दिए. 15 minutes में 10 minutes. बाहर जाके बनाना पड़ता है. और दिन Dan cabai kan pun morning di mana kami ini. Saya aku dah, bahagi ke, dia kan enjoy ke, mana apa lah, dan dah ini kan tak apa dia ni. Berapa pasangan nomor ten, jadi phone yang ada pasangan itu tak 20 minutes saja, ini jual aset jual sekarang. Within 10 minutes you can count. If you are not want to go out, stay here. So, kebiasaan dari orang tua itu dari kecil ini saya mencoba. Sampai kedatangan saya boleh. Dekat diri ini dia lah ini orangnya kenapa? Mati itu tak kaya kalau baca ni anak sana tu mereka baik. Ini yang mungkin dari kata orang kan. Karena itu tapi dah ada lagi apa sih opinion. Kalau so ada ini. Oh, jangan dulu. Ada ini kan dia yang masa kita dia itu. Balam ada kepialah hari ini macam ada kira sangat anak kira dulu awal dulu ada kena di kasan ke hari ada nanti aman ini sudah negara yang ini kepian kepian oh jangan pulang ini kan amang itu gandul itu yang ada nanti mereka itu oh gandul dia oh 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 ini lah mata-matanya asal saja telepon oh ini lah hati-hati sektornya bukan dengan jatuh masa tu telepon ini oh ya awal lah pernah tanam itu lagi oh itu මේක වෙන්නේ නැහැ මේක කරනවා කියලා ඇත්තට මේක කරන්න පුළුවන් දෙයක් ඉවෙන්ට් කරන්න දෙන්නේ ඔක ඩොගල් එකක් තරම් ගියා ඇත්තකින් වාඩි ලේකින් කරගෙන තියෙන ටික බලාගෙන අවශ්‍ය කොට හරි අන්න යනවා කට්ටියත් සම්බන්ධ ගිහින් ඒක පොඩ්ඩක් හරි එන්ගේජ් වෙලා එහෙම තියෙන්නේ ඒක අර කෝපින් ලයිෆ් එකේ චේන්ජ් වෙන නම් තියෙන දෙකේ පාර්ට් එකක් තමයි ඒක yes oh oh එහෙම නෑ අර පකල් තියෙන නිසා තමයි ඒක මුඛ්‍යන නැහැ ඔව් සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ඉතින් අපි බලමු එන විදිහට අපි මැනේජ් කරගමු අන්තයෙන් ඔව් එහෙමත් කියනවා මේ බොස් දැක්වමගේ ඩෙඩ්ලයින් එක අහනකොට අර වැඩ ගිහිපු ඒ වෙනවා තිබ්බ කියලා නැහැ. එතකොට එහෙම කියනකොට ඉතින් හෙල්ප්ලස්නස් අපි එතකොට හරියම මම බාන් යන්න දෙන්න කිව්වා ඒ ASCII ඩෙඩ්ලයින් එක අචීව් කරගන්නවා මේක ඔව් අන්න ඒක තමයි අපි try කරන්නේ. නැත්නම් මම සඳහන් කර මේකේ මේ follow up කරන්නේ මේ additional වැඩ දාගෙන එහෙම කියන්නේ නැත්නම් අර අපි මොකද එයාට කරන්න ඕනේ. ඔව්. කරන්න ඕනේ. මෙහෙම විදිහට ඕන කරන කෙනෙක් ඔව්. ඒක හරි හදාගෙන හරි ඕනේ මිනිස්සුන්ගේ පාද ඒක accept කරන්න දෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඒක issue එක කියන්නේ delays තියෙනවා. ඔව්. ඒක responsibility එකක් දෙන්නම ආවේ. Legal. No. No. Ini kan bala kia yang tanya itu ini kan bala dia review lebih gitu lebih gitu jadi kita kali ini yang lagi kita ada review jadi ini sebenarnya lebih tambah lagi dari minta malunan apa adalah ada pikiran dengan kesani udara yang boleh dengan depan dari ibu ya lalu misalnya IT yang juga apa IT yang dan dulu kalau masa perjalanan karena dia itu ada keponakan tapi dan warga Indonesia ini yang baru keponakan mama dan manggil itu kayak ya gitu lah ada mau pulau tuh jadi kan dia kenal dia tuh udah ada discussion begitu dulu kan ya gitu lah kan udah mobil memang juga ada cari ada Indonesia itu angin kalau dapat mau angin itu proses itu memang sebenarnya hari angin kaki bilang kalau orang nanti independen ada itu ada gitu kali sebenarnya factor hidden analysis then mama control it again मतलब वाला लोग का बेबी हम देखते हैं मामा देखते हैं ना AWP procedures लेवल देखते हैं हमारे वाले मैं बोला बायो लेते थे मैं ठीक है दवा स्पीकिंग पास दवा निकाल तो मैं बोला प्रोफेशन का दिए ना प्रोफेशन का कोई दिए ना इतना तरह तरह दानों पे ना दिए ना ये वैसे ही के betul ibu ada positif ඒක හොඳයි. ඒ අනේ තව ලොකු ඉන්පුට් එකක් එන්න ඕනේ. ඒක හොඳයි. ලොකු දෙයක් කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඉතින් අර දැන් ඒක හොඳට කරා ඊට පස්සේ මේ පොඩක් DIA එකේ මේ විදිහට පොඩක් ඕවල් කියනවා. පොඩක් ඒක පැනලා ගිහිල්ලා. ඒක ඉස්මස්ලා කතා කරලා බලලා මම තේරුම් ගන්න වචනය දෙකයි කිව්වා ඒක නිරන්තර තේරුම් Right. So then here we are moving to intangible assets. Intangible assets. This is again overall process related to this. I can next week ini dia ni buat yang betul ni I bring buat isu dia dalam. Udah tiga make it ada. So then you should decide whether that company using more intangible asset or not. And then you should have understanding about what is intangible asset, the nature and related assessments. Nature per se, in a company, depends on the company, nature may be different. Nature may be different. Right? Some instance, you know that intangible asset in name itself says that there is no physical substance. That's all intangible. It is not touchable, right? We have asset, we can't see that, but it's generating cash. It's under asset definition. As a result of past event, we have this asset with the expectation of future economic benefit. That future economic benefit will be controlled by the entity, right? So then that will be considered as an intangible asset. We have a separate standard, LKAS 38. The 8 intangible asset. Right. According to this standard, we have different intangible assets. Right. It may be a kind of software, maybe a development cost, maybe a goodwill, maybe a trademark. Right. So then those are intangible assets. We can't see that as an asset, it will generate income. So then, how about that? As an asset, we can see it and that should be reflected in the books. That may be easy, right? You can see, you can do physical verification of tangible assets. Wow, this is what make a procedure that there more physical verification of intangible assets. It's today. Physical verify and validation intangible asset. So then we capitalize an asset in the books. We can't see the physical substance, but we have to give a value to that. It may be very difficult, right? Rather comparing the tangible asset process. Yes, this is totally a estimate. It's kind of a cost incurred. We need to evaluate that. Without physical substance, we are keeping a value in the books. For that, we should have a value. That's an estimate. It's difficult. We should use different technological aspects, different models to evaluate this. Right? So, what we have to do? We have to do. First, we need to identify the accounting treatment. Accounting treatment. We need to read a case, the image, intangible asset, nature, substance, criteria, intangible asset. We are not going to depreciate. We can call that amortization. Good, amortize. Yes. Intangible asset. We can't recognize internally generated intangible assets. We can. Internally generated intangible asset can't be recognized as an entity. Maybe, they can. Internally generated intangible asset can't be recognized as an asset in the organization. The internally generated asset, trademark, internally generated now. Internally generated intangible asset, संपर्क में के दूसरे संपर्क में के ट्रेडमार्क नेम में के दूसरे नहीं बदलते एक दूसरे नेम में इंडियन जनरेटेड नाम ये वैल्यू क्या होगा एक इंटेंजिबल एसेट है का आपके इकोनॉमिक्स बेनिफिट ये ना आपके दूसरे दुकान तो आप परचेस करने वाला ट्रेडमार्क जैसा मेरी कंपनी का होता Customers are listed up here. Customer base up here. The customer base is more who's the customer base is there. It's a value up here. And receivable here. Receivable looks at the sales, credit, receivable, debit. That's okay. So then I have kind of a fixed customers, more than 100 customers are there. So the definitely is a kind of a strength company, right? So definitely have a strength because we have that future income source and very strong customer base. They are very loyal with the company. It's a future economy generate through this. Pretty sure that can be controlled by the company, right? We feel that it's an asset, but are we treating this asset to the use? No, right? That is generated through the company, internally generated asset. अरे आपकी बिना एक customer listed है, आपकी purchase करना company, आपकी अलग company का plan, आपकी नहीं है, customers का set है, आपको मुझे जाने contact list दिखाई, serum की आपकी purchase करना, आपकी इधर 2 million के ऊपर customer are 8 million. So then we can capitalize as a intangible asset. So the purchased customer list can be capitalized. But your own customer list can't be what? Well, then, so logic, hotel लेकर purchase करना, इम्पा foreign company का purchase करना, उठा तो होटल में तो परचेस कराना होटल में तो डेवलप को वैल्यू brand එකද ඒක books වල දෙන්නේ. හැබැයි කොටානගේ මොඩෙල් එකේ books වල මොඩෙල් කියන brand එක තිබුණේ ඒක තමයි වාට කියන්නේ business එකේ value. If you are having kind of a profitable entity, once you are selling out that to some other person, don't depend on your book value, but your business valuation. Once you are doing your business valuation, it doesn't depend on the book value of the asset. Book value is the least value you can give to a company. Other than that, we have some other values in the company. You know the values? What do you know? Lanka is one. Top 10 expert agattos tunere quality. You know what industry? Then about biscuit manufacturing, then about hotel industry. Top 10 chef agattos tunere quality. So एक අපිට තියෙන uniqueness එක. So ඒක අපිට තියෙන value එක. So that is not in our books. Only thing in the books is the salary we are paying to that check. So that those values should be calculated once you are doing kind of a business valuation. So then it clearly says that internally generated goodwill can't be capitalized into the books. That's the first part. Internally generated goodwill can't be capitalized. But you can capitalize the goodwill at the business acquisition. At the business acquisition, right? In the point of a business acquisition, you can capitalize the goodwill. So once you are acquiring a company, what do you mean by the goodwill? Purchase consideration, and then whatever the net assets you are getting, the difference you can consider as a goodwill, right? So then you know that cost of control account, here cash or some other consideration. It may be contingent consideration, it may be some other asset, or here, or NCI fair value. This is the consideration we are putting to the whole company. Right? Here we have total net asset. This is the portion we are paying to get the control. This is the NCI fair value. This is two parties we have giving the consideration to the entity, right? So then total consideration versus net asset, here we have a balance that is called goodwill. If we have a negative goodwill, that is called gain on bargain purchase, right? Gain on bargain purchase. So then this is a kind of an estimate we have to do at the business acquisition. This can be considered as a full goodwill if you are considering this as a fair value of NCI. Otherwise, proportionate goodwill. Full goodwill or proportionate goodwill. देखिए एक बार तक पे बोलेगा काफी कंसोल लगा नेक्स्ट क्लास में हमारे कॉर्पोरेट कंसोलिडेशन कराने की कॉर्पोरेट रिपोर्टिंग मेवा लसन से कथा कंसोल करो मगर जो नारा की कंसोल दुकान का समय कंसोल आए तो क्या करना दिया ने goodwill calculation, acquisition, disposal, step acquisition, everything. By even good step acquisition कथा करना मेरे को क्या मतलब अभी audit step कथा करना नहीं और अगर full goodwill proportionate goodwill के लिए देखा क्या है अभी एक कंसोल करना पड़ेगा let's say A company acquired from B company 80%. From this B company, 20% acquired by NCI. Right? So then consolidation will be done by A company. A company will consolidate A and B. That is called consolidated financial statement. A company consolidated financial statement will reflect A plus B. This is console column. Console. Right? Let's say cash A 10,000, cash B 8,000, cash A 10,000, cash B 8,000, cash consolidation 18,000. Right? PPE 20,000, 5,000, 25,000. Minimum console කරන්නේ අපි B කින් ගත්ත 80% නේ. අපි මේකෙන් 80% විතරක් නෙවෙයි console. Console column එකට එන්නේ 80% of 8,000, 6,400, 5,000 out of 80%, 4,000. 24,000 we can get, and then 16,400 we can get. What is the correct answer? In the console column. You know, question ඒ කියන්නේ console එකේ අපි line by line add කරලා දෙන්නන්නේ. line එකට අපේ portion එක විතරක් add කරලා දෙන්න. line by line. line by line දෙන්න. ඇයි line by line පෙන්නන්නේ? cash එකේ total එක අපි පෙන්නනවා අපේ books වල. හැබැයි අපි මොකද කරන්නේ? 8,000 to 20% CI. PPE 20,000 අපේ ඒකේ 5,000 BD අපි දානවා 5,000 අවදාහරි දුන්නොත් 20% එයාට 80% මගේ. අනුන්ගේ asset 20% අපේ books වල vendor console වල. එන්නේ කරන්නේ අනුන්ගේ asset 20% අපේ books වල වෙනවා. අනුන්ගේ assets අනුන්ගේ liabilities 20% අපේ books වල වෙනවා. ඇයි එහෙම කරන්නේ? That's really good. That's all about what? Control. A control කියන වචනේ ඔයාලා ලින්ක් කරගන්න ඕන මොකටද? Asset definition. Asset definition එක මොකක්ද කියන්නේ? අපිට grade 2 වල අපි ඉගෙන ගන්න දෙයද? grade 2 වල case 1 වල ඉගෙන ගත්ත asset definition. Asset definition එක as a result of past event we are controlling an asset which is having huge economic benefit can be measured in financial terms is an asset. What is the pure word? Control. Control by the entity, not the ownership, but the control. If you are controlling something, that is an asset to the company. That's why we are having ROUA now, right of use asset. Previously, we didn't do that because if you are getting premises for like more than 1 year period, for that 1 year, like 5-year period maybe, that 5-year period, that premises is controlled by the company. That's why we recognize a ROUA, right of use asset. That right, that control right can be capitalized. That's the definition. And then here, consolidation, all process depend on the control perspective. Because of control, right, we adding both line without proportionating, right? So then we are showing our NCI portion also as a liability. So then that logic should be in your mind. We are adding line by line because of control. Control is one critical element to recognize asset. Though we having 20% other ownership, whole asset controlled by our company. That's why we are going to show that asset in our books in consolidated column. අපිට කියන්න බෑ building එකේ 20% එයා control කරනවා. කියන්නේ එයා control කරන්න. එයාට control කරන්න බෑ. Controlling power එක අපි 100% asset එක control කරනවා but stake එක තියෙන්නේ 8%. By using 80% stake we are controlling 100% assets. Because of that, we are showing that in our books. That's the whole definition and basic about consolidation. Right. Okay. Another thing is development cost. You know, right? Research and development. Research cost is an expense to the company. Research, once you are doing a research, the next step is the development. So then you can't say that each and every research getting successful, right? So then most of the research may be successful, not be successful. So then we can't say that all the research will give us a development. No, there may be 1,000 research, no development. Still we are researching. So then we can't expect the exact return from future. Without having exact return, without controlling that, we can't recognize the assets. Because of that, research is a expense to the company. And then, after the research, if you are going to develop something, development cost is a intangible asset. To assess that development cost, we have 6 criteria. In our case, 38. So then you can go to that and you can evaluate that 6 criteria. There should be a feasibility. Feasibility. For that, we should have a capability to address. We should ready to invest. අපිට තියෙනවා development එකක් කරන්න. මේ development cost එකට ඉස්සරහට කරගෙන යන සල්ලි නැත්නම් ඒකට දාන cost එක කරන්න වෙන්නේ. So there is a some cost. So then each and every item should be applied. We have 6 criteria to understand development cost as an intangible asset. If you are satisfied with this criteria, definitely we can recognize that as an intangible asset, right? One, 6, the 7, the Jangan guna ni. Dia malah dia ni. See, development phase. An intangible asset arising from development, right? Can you see this? An intangible asset arising from development. shall be recognized and only if an entity can demonstrate all of followings. All of followings, not only one, right? When the main criteria higher must satisfy with the right, what the intangible asset sorry, development intangible asset to be recognized. So then, technical feasibility of completing the intangible asset that will be available for use or sale. So technical feasibility may use කරන්න හරි sell කරන්න හරි පුළුවන්. It's built in. Market එකේ viable product එකක් වෙන්න. ඔයා product එකක් හදනවා drugs වලින් අපි හිතමු kg වලින් ඔයා හදන product එකක් market එකේ විකුණන්න බැරි නම් ඔයා development එක capitalize කරන්න බැහැ. ඒක illegal product. Right? ඔයා company එකක් විදියට develop කරන product එකක් pyramid instrument. Pyramid transaction. Illegal in the country. You can't use that. It's an intention to complete the intangible asset and use for sale. There should be intention. There should be a board approval. There should be a plan to that, right? It's ability to use or sell intangible asset. There should be ability. Capability should be there, right? How the intangible asset will generate probable future economic benefits. Among other things, the entity can demonstrate an existence of the market for output of the intangible asset or intangible asset itself, or if it is to be used internally. The unusefulness of the intangible asset. Yes, that's totally the understanding is there should be a usage or a market. Without having a market, you can't capitalize it. Right? That there should be usefulness, right? Internally usage or outside sales. The availability of adequate technical, financial, and other resources to complete the development and use or sell the intangible asset. As a company, we should have financial capability to address this, and technically we have to be sound, right? To develop this. Its ability to measure reliably and expenditure attributed to intangible asset during the development. So once you are incurring your cost, there should be a mechanism to measure that. If you are unable to measure, you can't capitalize that. Likewise, you have to comply with these 6 criteria to identify the development cost. Right? That's another intangible asset. And then others here procedures කතා කරනවා නේද? මේ counting කතා කරනවා. මට පුළුවන් counting forget කරන්න. මේක තමයි intangible asset කියන්නේ. මෙන්න මේ approach එකට වාට යන්න පුළුවන් කියන්නේ. අපි හැබැයි එහෙම කරන්නේ නැතුව කොහොමද කරන්නේ? nature එක බලලා intangible asset definition කතා කරලා මොනවද කියන කතා කරන ගමන් ඉන්නේ, right? So then TOC substantive procedures that will be decided by the auditor. I have not given here any procedures because why? So the each and every item difference, right? I can't give exact procedures for development cost to goodwill to software to very different assets, right? So then you can decide. My suggestion is you have to do this in full substantive approach because intangible asset transaction can't be happen daily. There's no routine transaction. This may be one-off transaction. So the best way is the fully substantive approach. We don't need to test TOC, but it's up to you to decide, right? If you are dealing with more development or software development or something like that, definitely you have to do TOC. Right? That's up to you to decide. Likewise, the procedures and TOC, some special procedures can be decided next week. And further, we'll discuss the accounting treatments further and accounting guidelines, and then we'll move to procedures. And let's conclude that next week. Right? Right? Today I discussed about what? About basic procedures, approach, and non-current assets in detail in procedures, and started intangible asset. My request is don't forget intangible asset, right? But I believe that what I can do at least what last week we started intangible assets. We have intangible assets, trademark, goodwill, and then development cost, software. We can capitalize internally intangible assets, and if we are capitalizing development cost, we have 6 criteria. And we need to put the content. Not only this lecture, we have every lecture. අපි එකද ලියලා ඕන කියලා. එක ලියලා ඕන. ගොඩක් ඒවා ලියා ගන්න ඕනේ. නිකන් මුල දෙන්න. ඒකට වාට කාට හරි කියලා දෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක තමයි වාටකින් වෙන්න ඕනේ. ඩොක්යුමන්ට් එකේ ඩිරෙක්ටර් බෝඩ් එකේ යනවා නම් ෆයිනෑන්ස් ක්වෙස්චන් එකක් ගන්නවා. මාට ඔන් ටයිම් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. Tax rates, the tax calculator in here, one of the taxes complied with borrowing cost capitalized. We do all equipment. It's not an expert in expert here on that. Without level standard, the zero than the make it 6 idea to work on the print. They are over 60 year mother. 60 year mother and 6 1 by 1 year. That is another open to the one here. And then, Uno Mukad, 6 make it here, another 6 will come there. What a mother can do. Feasibility, email can upload 6 other than other can do. So that he can come on, then again, that's a request, right? So then, as a person having a complete degree, you have to equip with this finance, accounting, tax, economics, all those things, business knowledge, IT. Recently, IT also added to this. IT had no culture accountant, that had IT paid. And what IT though? Or IT accountant is no future. If you don't know what to market position, one of the field business stress hardware. Sand and the black and post. Why in a field? When I read the capitalized, I read or customized, or market in no. If you all study, look at them. It is standard to Balaga. It is a basic thing. Other knowledge. Was the hundred that was ever in the bank, and really between the reference. Take a Yala Pulwana. Audit committee cannot make a basis as a minimum. So there's a specific guideline on the standard. We can evaluate and we can approve that. That's it. They are comfortable. That's your role. So they're ready for that. That's my request. This is a audit is a byproduct. You can get a pass, nothing about that. But request is that once you are going out as a degree holder, equip with overall knowledge. Otherwise, don't take certificate. Certificate is that they pass. If we have transferred, we will start. Address that. Again, what knowledge is to be on that time. Now, you know, this data. What prove? Extension material. I'm really happy to teach you because our goodwill calculation, capitalization, normal value and validity. All of the capacity, you need to know that. If you are interested in the financial instrument good after that. When the water produce supported up there, passion they got created on side, energy one day, good up there. ඉතන විදිය මෙයන විදිය තියෙනවා. ඔබ්ලික් කියලා පටන් ගන්නනේ ඔඩිට් එකෙන් ඔඩිට් එක ගන්න. එතකොට ස්කෑන් වෙනවා. සියරම ක්ලික් කරනවා. ඔඩිටින් කියන්නේ ඒක. කොච්චර කැපැසිටි එකකින් ගන්නවද? කොච්චර ආසාවෙන් ඉන්නවද කියන එක මම තේරෙනවා. ඒ විදිහට තමයි කියලා. වාඩි රික්වෙස්ට් කරනවා. මොනවද දෙයක් වාඩි රික්වෙස්ට්. වාඩි කස්ටමයිස් කරලා රික්වෙස්ට් කරනවා. පස්සේ කියලාද. මේක බර්ගර් කියලාද. එහෙම කරන්න ඕන තරම් ෆීඩ්බැක් තියෙනවා. මම ආසාවෙන් කරනවා. එහෙම කරන්න. ඒක රික්වෙස්ට් කරන්න. So then I can customize. I can focus. Now I am giving kind of flat close. Like madi. Why different individuals their pramane venas. Owner pramane venas. Doctor කෙනෙක් හිතන්නකො එක ෆ්ලැට් එකේ බෙහෙත් දෙනවා කියන්නේ තේරුමක් නැහැ. බෙහෙත් ෆ්ලැට් දෙනවා. මොකද බීජ දාන්න කියලා. අර ඇස්ට්‍රාසෙනිකා ඒ වගේ. ඕන එකෙක්ට ඒකයි. එහෙම education කියන එක ඒක පුළුවන් ජෙනරල් එකනේ බේසික් එක. හැබැයි වා කස්ටමයිස් කරලා ඉල්ලන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක එක කස්ටමයිස් කරනවා. So then that's my request with that code. So then today we are going to stop. We will meet up with intangible assets. The rest of the part next week. We will stop. Then we start inventory and receivables. Right? Okay.